Good day everyone, we are back again, group number 8. Our topic for this time is all about distance learning. So, distance learning has a long history. It began over 150 years ago in the form of correspondence or home study. Now, it has evolved in its newest form, the web-based courses. So, think about distance learning as a learning where the teacher is in another part of the world and the student is in another part. So, literally, it means there is distance. So here, the teaching involves two-way audio or two-way audio with video.
A typical interactive television classroom contains a teaching podium with a control panel for the cameras and monitors, a microphone for the teacher, a computer hookup, a document camera, and a fax machine. Also, in the front of the room is a large television monitor capable of showing several remote sites at one time, or showing the teacher to the remote sites. The teacher usually wears a tracking device so the camera follows him or her around the front of the room. In the back of the room are several monitors that enable the teacher to see students at the remote sites. There is a VCR attached to the front monitors for both recording and playing purposes.
When first confronted with this high-tech classroom, instructors may be very intimidated. It is important that they will be well-oriented with equipment and conduct at least one trial run before beginning to teach. Students also need to be oriented with the equipment. They should be aware that they must press the microphone on the desk if they want to speak and that the camera will move to put them on the screen when they do so. If the teacher does not bring up the subject of possible student discomfort with the microphone on the camera, some students will think they are the only ones who do not like being on center stage.
Clinical education in distance learning. One more issue that is common to the various forms of distance learning is the provision of clinical education. If some form of video or computer technology is being used, and learners do not have to come to the campus or central clinical agency, how is clinical learning achieved?
The answer is that generally learners are paired up with preceptors in clinical sites near their homes. A clinical site coordinator is usually hired to arrange these placements. In baccalaureate and master's degree programs, site coordinators usually are hired as part-time faculty and must have at least master's degree. In continuing education programs, the site coordinator may need only a bachelor's degree. The role of the site coordinator varies by program. The site coordinator in programs using off-site telecommunication classrooms may help the learners become familiar with the technology. She or he may be present during broadcasting and help to facilitate the class at the remote site. The role may also help encompass student recruitment, advisement, and testing.
Class management. In addition to paying attention to interpersonal issues, plans must be made to deal with mundane tasks like document transfer and examinations. It is desired to either mail course materials to all students before the first class or to have materials available on course website.
Single handouts can be fixed to remote sites at the beginning of the class sessions, if there is convenient copying capability in the remote sites. Examinations, if there are any, require logistic planning. In class, written examinations must be prepared well in advance so they can be mailed to remote sites. There must be a proctor available at all sites. Often in class, open book tests are given or take-home exams are used. Problems with technology are inevitable. Therefore, the presence of technicians during broadcast times is generally considered essential even though it adds to cost of the enterprise.
Distance learning via the internet. Classes delivered via the internet and the World Wide Web are usually termed online or web-based classes. Such courses are expanding exponentially as academia, business, and healthcare organizations are all getting into business of distance learning and believe that online courses can be cost-effective. Stop! Synchronous versus asynchronous classes. Synchronous online learning occurs when people interact in real time electronically via the internet or intranet. Much more common are synchronous applications in which materials are located on the web page that can be accessed anytime by the learner's convenience. Whether classes are synchronous or asynchronous, the role of the teacher is to guide the learners and keep them on track, while providing support and motivation. Uses of online education. Presently, most distance education online is taking place in colleges and universities. They are producing courses for undergraduate and graduate students, with special emphasis on RN to BSN programs and advanced practice graduate programs. Many universities and for-profit companies are also developing continuing education for nurses. A quick search of the internet will reveal a myriad courses of professional development in many specialties. Although there is a great deal of health-related information on the web, to date there are few if any online courses designed for patient teaching. It is only a matter of time, though, before healthcare facilities or organizations decide that online courses are an effective means of providing patient and community education.